What is up, Spine-Tick? Sith Lordly here, back with part 2 of my Silver Age LCS Comics haul. If you watched part 1, I went to Nuclear Comics. Kenny over there had bought a massive collection from a single owner collector from back in the Silver Age. All the big boy keys were gone, but there were a lot of wonderful little, minor key issues and just great comics to own, like this one. We're just gonna go through it quickly because I don't want it to be a long video. I got like 13 comics to show you, so mostly Silver Age. There's a few Bronze Age. We got Avengers 53 right here in the Mylar. That's how I like to have them, and it's the first crossover here with X-Men in the Avengers title, so just check that out. Just super dope. Glad to have it. All right, issue number 2. Check that out, that Jack Kirby art. Obviously there's a lot of details about these books. It would take forever to tell you about Stan Lee, Roy Thomas, John Buscema, Jack Kirby, Herb Trimpe, Warner Roth, etc. But you can look it up if you're interested. So we got Cap and the Trapster here. No key as far as I could tell, but just another great comic to own if you're a set builder like myself, casually. Now we got Cap 112 here, and just so many awesome characters on the cover. Very vibrant. Most of these comics here, because it was a single owner, well cared for, are like fine, very fine, and you can see this is in great condition. So just love that comic right there. All right, next up we've got a Bronze Age issue because it's 1970, so technically Bronze Age, and but like I said, most of these are Silver Age, and it's so close to the Silver Age that it might as well could be. But we got Hulk 128. Got Lady Sith's favorite right there, Scarlet Witch. So just great Avengers characters. You got the Hulk there, and as far as I could tell, there wasn't the key either, but another book to own in my collection. Here's one actually that I did not pick up at the LCS, but it fits right in. I bought this off eBay because, again, watching Rogers the Musical over at Disney California Adventure, just reliving all the fun of Captain America, and this is the first appearance of Howard Stark. So it was missing from my collection, just wanted to own it. And you can see, I mean, this is just beautiful condition, especially from eBay. The seller was really great. He sent this in Mylar, and he's had some like acid-free paper in here. Wrote a very thoughtful note. I was just really impressed with the care of this eBay seller. So another great experience there on the bay. All right, now shifting over to my traditional favorite title, X-Men. We got X-Men 22, a ton of like B-list villains on here. I actually owned this comic once before, but as I mentioned, some years back I was getting out of comics due to a bad CGC Restore issue I had with Hulk 181, and getting out of comics didn't last long, but this is one of the comics I sold, and I regretted that. Luckily this was available in high grade for the age, and it's now back in the collection. All right, another one now. I've never owned this before, but when you see X-Men issues like this in this condition, and like all of these prices were very reasonable. I'm talking like $29-30. I mean, sometimes cheaper than you can get a New Comic Book Day ratio variant for, so I gotta have it. X-Men 25, which all these facts are from the CLZ app, where I store my comics. Says it's the first appearance of El Tigre and the first cameo of Kukulkan. Which I've never read this issue, so I don't know too much about it, but I think I've heard about Kukulkan in Submariner in the Black Panther movie, so I'm just gonna have to take a look at what that's all about. I'm sure some people like Nowhere Bound or Dan, and the old school comics guys may have more information about it without me diving in, but just looks awesome, right? Old X-Men. All right, keeping up with the X-Men. We're pretty much going to close it out with X-Men. We've got, so if you're not an X-Men fan, maybe you exit now, but stick around. It's a great video. X-Men 26 here, called The Holocaust. So just vibrant. All right, X-Men 27 Mimic. I remember when I was collecting in my youth, although I didn't read any of these Mimic issues, I remember seeing him as a villain because in the 80s when I was collecting, you'd sometimes reference back to comics that came out before, and I was always curious, who's this Mimic and why does he look like an amalgamation of all the X-Men? So it's going to be fun to dive into this storyline. X-Men 29 right here. The Super Adaptoid Strikes. Again, a lot of these, they didn't come up with any key reason in the CLZ app, but, you know, slowly chipping away at that X-Men run. Shout out to Uncanny Swag, my X-Men bro. Speaking of swag, you know, I always joke, doesn't that look like him? And on my Spine Tick Saturday night stream, sometimes swag would mimic that look right there. So we got X-Men 34, War in a World of Darkness. Try rocking that outfit, that'd be funny. Now this one is really dope. X-Men 39. The CLZ app said this is the debut of the new costume. So poor Angel, he kind of got like a budget costume there, but you know, this is a iconic Cyclops and Jean Grey Marvel Girl costume. Iceman just being ice like that. So yeah, I love this look right here. And we're gonna close it out with issue 41. First appearance of Grotesque and Cyclops origin. So very cool look on this. Almost kind of reminds me of like Japanese art or something, you know, just the color and the look. It's very like two-tone. So yeah, digging this. And look, I managed to make this video in under 7 minutes, especially if I stop rambling now. So I'm just gonna say thanks for watching this comic book haul. Appreciate everybody who supports the channel, who hangs out in the Saturday night live stream where me and the panel hang out and talk about comics with the live chat, everybody on the Rewind, Lady Sith, my wife, my life, and I'll catch you on the next video. Thanks so much. Sith Lordly out.